In the state of Karnataka, the B.S. Yediyurappa government has suddenly come under a scanner over corruption charges now. Along with rising cases of COVID-19, Karnataka government is also battling politically with the Congress party charging of profiteering during the pandemic. On the other hand, there are incidents of even local residents protesting. One, the lack of COVID care facilities, and that also outside the Chief Minister's house, emerging with visuals all over social media. For more on that story, let's first take a look at this report.
Karnataka government's war on coronavirus is now under cloud. On Saturday, a father staged a sit-in protest outside the Chief Minister's residence with photo of a one-month-old baby. The father says his child died as they couldn't find a bed. There's a big question mark over the availability of ventilators in Bengaluru as well. A 28-year-old BBMP worker recently died after not finding a ventilator in any hospital.
Ramaya, Matu, Baptisto, Boringo, Victoria, Vikramu, Manipalu, Mahavir Jaino, ಇಷ್ಟು ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ಗೆ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರು ವೆಂಟಿಲೇಟರ್ ಕೊಡಿ ಸರ್ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಪೌರ ಕಾರ್ಮಿಕರಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಪೇಷಂಟ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಸರ್ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ.
From rising cases to corruption charges to shortage of beds to divide between the political class and bureaucrats, the Yediyurappa government is losing its footing. The state government on Saturday transferred BBMP Commissioner Anil Kumar and appointed N. Manjunath in his place. The reshuffle came after the BBMP chief contradicted Chief Minister Yediyurappa and favoured extension of lockdown.
In the next few days, the lockdown will end. That is the July 22nd, 5 a.m. That morning, lockdown ends. From there, the lockdown will start. The barricades will be opened up for the people of Bengaluru. But the government has categorically said no to the extension of lockdown.
Sources also add that CM Yediyurappa also wasn't happy about the corruption allegations against the BBMP over the setting up of a 10,000 COVID bed centre.
Honorable Chief Minister is very clear that lockdown should not be extended. Lockdown is not a solution. Social distancing and hygiene are the most important factors which needs to be strengthened, enforced among the people.
To add to Yediyurappa's troubles, the Congress is alleging large-scale corruption in the purchase of ventilators.
In every issue, either it is a bed, a pillow or a cot, or a purchase of a PP kit or anything for extent. Corruption is being seen. Corruption is not 1%, 2%, 5%, 10%, 20%. It is more than 200%, 500% which is being seen.
We are all open for transparency and accountability, not that we are getting away. Is it the time to do all these things? Is it the time to do all these things? What is their motive? What is their interest? What is that they are trying to do here? Are they bothered about the people or only politicize, do politics?
Karnataka had won much praise in the initial phase of the coronavirus pandemic. The state, which followed strict contact tracing and isolation in the beginning, has lost its way in the middle of the fight. With Nagarjun Dwarkanath in Bengaluru, Bureau Report, India Today.
And for the debate tonight, I'm joined from the Congress party that has mainly led the allegations, Aishwarya Mahadev. Also from the Bharatiya Janata Party, the ruling party which is facing the allegations, S. Prakash joining us. Tanveer Ahmed, spokesperson of the JDS, also on the panel. Thank you so much, all of you, for joining us on this panel. I want to first begin with the Bharatiya Janata Party, which is currently facing in the spot with the questions. S. Prakash, why has the Chief Minister immediately not come with a clarification? Because these are serious allegations by the Congress party and others. Mr. Prakash.
No, several ministers have already clarified, and even the health minister, medical education minister has categorically stated any details they needed, they can collect it from the office. And it is not that something is hidden from opposition or anyone. It is available to them, but it is very unfortunate they are busy in politicizing every issue. Unfortunately, in Karnataka, we are fighting Congress and coronavirus together. The Congress party, being an opposition here, should extend all the cooperation to the government and to the people to ensure.
I believe it is a massive scam and a sham of the first order, and it is a disgrace for the BJP to try and come in justice.
Making baseless
Okay, we in fact did have a ground report already done on India Today. The problems being faced in the hospitals in Karnataka, Shweta, and my question again, that would be to S. Prakash sir. If do you think these are just rhetoric and these are just allegations by the Congress party, the government could have put forth documents and cleared the air for the public. By just indulging in this political blame game, how is the public going to react to it, sir? These are allegations which are very serious of corruption. Mr. Prakash.
No, these are the allegations.
Yes.
They have decided that the scam has taken place, and where they should justify it by certain documents, some shred of evidence. Where is it? See, he says 18 lakhs were paid for purchase of ventilators.
Yes.
Where is the figure? Where is the figures for that? Some in Tamil Nadu, he says it is 4 lakh rupees. See, they should understand there are various kinds of models of ventilators are available. When in the beginning of the COVID crisis, the PPE kits were purchased, it was available at 2,500 rupees. Today it has come down to 300 rupees or 360 rupees. So it has come down over the demand and the supply. And they have unable to understand it. They just want to do politics. It is not against attack on any individual. They are the responsible opposition party in Karnataka. They have every right to question it.
Okay.
Certainly, the government is also responsible to give them the adequate, satisfactory reply. And the government has clearly stated, let them come, verify everything. Why have they not come forward? It's simple. They should explain to that. Madam, let them explain.
All right, so the Congress needs to also prove it. Before that, let me just get in a quick word from the JDS as well. Tanveer Ahmed is joining us. Tanveer, at this point, what do you think suddenly changed in Karnataka? Because Karnataka, in fact, was being hailed for managing the COVID-19 fight pretty well. But in 3 weeks, there's a sudden spike. There is this criticism coming in. JDS also indulging in it. What precisely, according to you, has gone wrong? And with evidence.
Pooja, firstly, let me answer your question. What exactly happened here in Karnataka? The 4 ministers internally started fighting. To name particularly Ashwath Narayan, the Health Minister Sri Ramulu, Mr. Sudhakar, internal fights is wide and open, everybody knows about it. And second thing, Mr. Prakash coming here and taking a moral high ground, I think you need to really answer the people of this country. On March 24th alone, they had procured the ventilators ranging from 18.2 lakhs to 12.88 lakhs to 18.2 lakhs. Let him have some shame before he starts blaming DK Shivakumar has done. If DK Shivakumar has done something wrong, that's the reason he had gone to jail.
Mr. Tanveer, you are not a Congress agent. Okay, what shame? You have any evidence? You have any proof to justify your...
Okay, no personal comments, Mr. Prakash, but...
No, let him not say, have shame at all. He has no business to say all
no
that.
personal comments on the discussion, but Mr. Prakash, you want to respond to that. Let him respond. Let him respond.
Miss Pooja, let me...
See, it's very clear. His leader, they have a leader who was a former chief minister of the state. He can just walk into the Vidhan Sabha and demand a reply, and he will get it. Even Mr. Siddaramaiah, who is a respected opposition leader in Karnataka, the minister has clearly stated to him, please come and verify the document. Let them do it. Let them work up in the market also, how the rates are differing. What was the rate? What is the rate today? What was the supply
Before I come to you, Tanveer Ahmed, this is a political fight that will continue whether the ventilators were bought at a higher price, for which the government should clarify. Mr. Prakash, but the fact is there are these ground reports that are coming in suddenly. I want the viewers now to take a look at this visual that has come just now from Karnataka. Take a look at that. Yes, you saw them, correct? There are pigs roaming around inside a hospital in Karnataka's Kalaburgi. We are being told it's also a COVID hospital. Now, this is like many other incidents where it suddenly is emerging of Karnataka's crumbling health infrastructure, reeling under COVID surge in the state. Unfortunately, this isn't the only incident. Remember, there were mass burials of deceased from Ballari also that had gone viral. And as we look at these visuals of pigs that are roaming around in a hospital, we can only imagine what other condition could be. S. Prakash, sir, I'm not sure if you can see the visual. My point is, even if the corruption charge you're saying is let's say rhetorically, is false, there are these ground reports that are also coming in, which are only raising the question, what suddenly happened in the past 3 weeks in Karnataka?
Madam, it is not peaking only in Karnataka. Take, for example, Telangana, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, everywhere the numbers have gone up in the last 15 days of time. Look at the Delhi, it is coming down where it had peaked. See, somewhere it is going up and somewhere it is coming down. You cannot blame only the management of the COVID crisis. It also depends upon how the COVID is spreading. You should even look at in the scientific and medical angle also. Blaming the political governance is one part, but you should also look into the other aspects also. Why are you ignoring that?
Which other aspects?
Look at the other states. Andhra Pradesh today has recorded 4,000 numbers.
Mr. Prakash, other than corruption, what are you doing here in Karnataka?
Okay, Tanveer Ahmed, let me ask you, because there are two panelists from the opposition.
Kerala, where you are a part of that government.
Are these corruption allegations, Mr. Prakash, and this question is to Tanveer Ahmed also, is this political jealousy? Let's ask, because that's what is coming out from the BJP. This is political jealousy of the opposition. First Tanveer Ahmed, then to Aishwarya Mahadev.
Pooja, they say that dreams are delectable, but reality is quite harsh. You know, people of BJP here in Karnataka, they always speak about moral high grounds, but they are absolutely a corrupt party who has shamelessly done corruption even on people's dead bodies. Here in Bangalore, as we know that BBMP had come out with 10,000 beds, and they were really buying at the things which would have costed them 20 crores. They were paying 200 crores as rental, and let them have some shame. Today he comes and says that they are doing everything possible. Today, Bangaloreans are very scared. One second, Mr. Prakash.
Yadiyurappa who stopped now it has been tendered. It's now bought at hardly 10% of that amount. Please go.
Mr. Prakash, okay. Before, rather than indulging in a fight, yes. Mr. Prakash, there is a comparison being done on the corruption charges of the ventilators with Tamil Nadu, for example. How the rate suddenly looks very spiked for the ventilator per piece, 18 lakh per ventilator, compared to very low price for Tamil Nadu, for example. That's a question that's also being put to the Bharatiya Janata Party. So the question is there corruption allegation which is not personal, which is to the government? And people want to know, if that is a lie, why shouldn't there be a document put in the public domain?
No, definitely everything will come on to the public domain. There are two kinds of ventilators. Definitely everything will come on to the public domain. There are two kinds of ventilators available. One the imported, one the domestic made. The rate between the two certainly differs. And certainly when the initial stages, I repeat, I have good knowledge about these medical equipments. They were costing very high prices. Today, after the demand, certainly prices have come down to a great extent. They should accept it. They have not worked out in the market. They have not studied the market at all. They want to politicize the issue. Should we fight the Congress allegation or should we fight the COVID virus in Karnataka?
But Aishwarya, here's the added question to that. Where do you think where do you think the government has gone wrong? Because is this an allegation for, let's say, is this between the Babus and the political leadership? Are you attacking the government where the situation is out of control? That precisely is also the question for the opposition here. Aishwarya.
You know, Pooja, if there's one party that is wonderful at maladministration, buying out governments and also shirking responsibility, it seems to be the BJP. Mr. Prakash basically said, let us ask the opposition to prove allegations, right? If he's talking about market prices, my CLP leader, Mr. Siddaramaiah, put out a report, which is what I've been telling you, where 8 categories, he's shown us a discrepancy of 2,229 crores. That is the market value estimation that we've given you, one. Second, you're saying ask the government these questions, will probe it. Pooja, I will put out to you a timeline. In June of this year, you see the Public Accounts Committee Chief, Mr. H.K. Patil, requesting the Speaker to go inspect COVID facilities and procurement, because a whistleblower came out and said the Logistics and Warehousing Corporation of Karnataka seemed to be indulging in scams, including particularly ventilators, where they were buying ventilators which had run 40,000 minutes, proving that they were brand new, first in June. Who said what then? Mr. Sriramulu said, oh, we will give you a report in June. Right? No report came. In July, my CLP leader, Mr. Siddaramaiah, did a brief press conference with all the details and asked, give us the numbers. who said what then? Mr. Sudhakar, the other man of the moment then, said, oh no, we'll give you numbers, don't worry about it now. Towards the end of July, my KPCC president, Mr. D.K. Shivkumar, is asking the same questions. And now Mr. Ashwath Narayan seems to be saying, oh, we will probe it. The fact is, categorically, the government has tried to shun any sort of attempts to bring to light these discrepancies. The government has a responsibility. They're doing a rubbish job of fighting.
I want to take from that. I want to take S. Prakash, sir, what has happened today as well, we see the numbers spiking. You also agree to that. We see that the situation is not at its best in several hospitals. And yet, when we're talking about lockdown, a BBMP commissioner is suddenly transferred because he had given a statement that there should be an extended lockdown as well. Why would you at this point transfer the commissioner when you actually need these local authorities? You need bureaucrats, you need people. Do you think this is also now making a barrier between political decisions and bureaucracy?
No, see, Mr. Anil Kumar said lockdown is essential for one more week. Do you believe that he will be transferred only just for that? He is there. He was there for more than 2 years of time, and he has now he has moved out to some other department. Mr. Manjunath Prasad, the new incumbent, he was a BBMP commissioner earlier. He is also very experienced with the Bangalore condition. So these bureaucratic changes should not be brought in here. It does not affect. Mumbai commissioner was transferred. That means was he inefficient? Does it mean that he went against the state government there? It is a bureaucratic governance decision. We cannot question everything now.
Okay.
So
what is needed is number.
You transferred Captain Manivannan as well, Mr. Prakash.
Should be brought under control.
All right, Tanveer Ahmed, closing comment to you as well, and then to S. Prakash. Over to you, Tanveer Ahmed. Yes.
I think Aishwarya did really raise one very important question. One man who was handling the COVID operation absolutely beautifully and scientifically, Mr. Manivannan, just because, you know, the bureaucrat, the political babus could not really understand his intellect and intelligence, immediately Mr. Prakash and his party transfers Mr. Manivannan. They need to really have shape. The corruption here in Karnataka is on rampant. As soon as Mr. Yediyurappa has come, there are 4 ministers who are fighting for the share, and they need to probe in public. People are dying because of the mismanagement of people, the government which is ruling here, which is BJP.
S. Prakash, sir, closing comment to you, because your party is the ruling party. Sir, these are serious corruption charges. Ground reports are not positive.
Any allegation
so how
at the moment,
serious allegations,
very
sir.
clear on it.
So what is the government going to do? Just statements to the public is not going to stand up that belief.
Whatever the allegation they have made is false and fabricated without evidence. And they openly, the government has said they can inspect whatever the papers they need. They should do that instead of coming out with the printed sheets to prove that the allegation of corruption has taken place. This is the time of crisis. I hope both the parties will behave more responsibly and join hands with the government to fight the COVID crisis, not indulge in one-upmanship.
All right, so the ground reports, the allegations of corruption, all of it, according to the BJP, are presently false. They are ready for scrutiny, however. They are saying they are ready to, whether it is in assembly or to public directly, they'll come for. Thank you so much, Aishwarya, Tanveer Ahmed and S. Prakash for joining us. We let the viewer, the public of Karnataka decide as well on this situation. It's a wrap for now.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.